Who are your top 5 most liked wrestlers? Top 5 most liked wrestlers. This is definitely the second biggest question that I get asked, and it's the question that I had to condense. I'm gonna lean back a little bit on the chair because my back is hurting. Lazy. And I had to condense because I get a lot of variations on this. Like, who if you had to start a federation with 5 people, who would you start with? It all kind of constitutes to who your top 5 favorite wrestlers. And I'm not gonna split the list. I had to break down the list, and I'm not gonna split the list between like current and all time. It's kind of just gonna be a little mixture of both. And it's in no particular order. Literally no particular order. I can't really order them. But here we go. Let's see here. Firstly, Diamond Dallas Page. Talk about a guy who was fucking misused by the WWE. But Diamond Dallas Page was the fucking shit when I watched him. I absolutely loved him, and he got better. He got better with time. And I remember actually one of my favorite tag teams of all time that I really just always dug watching was the Jersey Triad. Him, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Chris Kanyon. Always good. And Page just worked. And he knew how to work a crowd damn well. Diamond Dallas Page, really great guy. Second is Randy Orton. And this one may come back to bite me on the ass, but right now I'm starting to feel like Randy Orton, if I'm going to say this here, Randy Orton is the best wrestler today. Of course, that's going to be, here's the deal. You can be a technical fucking god, but if you can't tell a story, if you can't work a crowd, if you can't bring the crowd into your match, then, you ain't shit. I'm sorry. And Randy Orton does that. Like, Randy Orton pulls the crowd into the ring with him. You honestly feel it. I remember, watching I did a review, and I can't remember what review it was, but it had a match between Chris Masters and Randy Orton in it. And you're thinking, like, fucking Chris Masters. Fucking Chris Masters. That match was awesome. Lasted all of 2 minutes, but you know what made it great? Here a minute. Sorry, I had to check something. You know what made it great was Randy Orton, because he sold the Master Lock to the point where I was honestly on the edge of my seat, trying to, I wanted him to get to those fucking ropes. I guess it was right around WrestleMania 26, because it was just when he was sort of going face. That was, that's the mark of a good wrestler, is when you could pull them into the story and you put people on the edge of your seat for a fucking Chris Masters match of all things. I swear to God, Randy Orton's great. Here we go. Next up on our top 5 is Sting. Again, old school WCW kid. Sting is wrestling in my eyes. Like, I swear to God, the day Sting actually officially retires is going to be a sad day. I thought it was going to be a Bound for Glory 09, but he kind of reneged on that. Kind of feel bad about that. But so did Ric Flair, so whatever. The Sting has always been kind of the hallmark of wrestling. He was my favorite when I was a kid. He will kind of always be there. The guy can work a crowd great. He can, he's full of energy. He's got great charisma. He can talk, especially back when he was Surfer Sting, especially back when he was, even Crow Sting. He could wrestle like a motherfucker. He held gold well, like he looked good with gold around his waist. On all points, I think Sting's great. Obviously, he's not so hot now, but that doesn't tarnish his legacy too much. I don't think. Overall, Sting is just one of the fucking greatest in the industry. Next is Chris Jericho. And again, not so much now. I really feel like he's getting a little stale with this thing. But Chris Jericho is a great guy. Like he's one of those instantaneously likable guys is a cool guy backstage. Everything about him is awesome. He's had so many different variations on his character, all of them very interesting. This newest one, I want him to go back, but I know a lot of people are going like, no, he should be Y2J, or no, he should be Ayatollah Rock and Rolla. You know what Chris Jericho's my favorite? You know what Chris Jericho is the best Chris Jericho there has ever been, and the Chris Jericho needs to come back to? Armbar! if you didn't get that joke, you missed WCW era Chris Jericho, the best era of Chris Jericho. Armbar! Anyway. Look it up. Chris Jericho armbar and just watch that video. I swear to God, it's damn funny. And then finally, in this one, again, no particular order. Finally, Alex Shelley. Now, I like him for his work with the Motor City Machine Guns, and no offense to Chris Sabin, but I think Alex Shelley's the better worker in that group. And moreover, I know that he gets characterized along with Chris Sabin as being, just a glorified spot monkey. I disagree entirely. Alex Shelley, not only being a very charismatic person who the crowd just loves almost intrinsically, but the guy is a damn good technical wrestler. I'm not kidding here. If you don't believe me, check out his match, and I'll put a link. I'm going to put some links to stuff below here. So just kind of, as I mention it, look in the description section. Look for a match between Alex Shelley versus Ikuto Hiraka. Butchering the fucking name. It is one of those matches that I will just watch and rewatch, and I enjoy it every time. It never gets old. It is so fucking good. It's one of my favorite matches of all time. It is just, I don't know what about it, but Alex Shelley comes off from that match looking damn good. He looks awesome in that match. And the first, I'd say 2/3 of it is just a technical wrestling match, and it's all fantastic. I don't think a single Irish whip is in the first 12 minutes of that match. Period. It's very good, and that's solidified in my mind. Alex Shelley is one of my favorite wrestlers. So there you go. Those are my top 5. Who are your top 5 least favorite wrestlers? Again, condensed a lot of very similar questions. This one's a little bit harder because you remember your favorites, but your least favorites you try to forget. I mean, and there's some throwaway ones, the ones that are like immediately obviously bad. There's some ones like, God, I can't remember, WCW, The Demon, who was like a Kiss ripoff. There's some ones that are just like almost laughably bad, that's kind of the point. I mean, I could name Hornswoggle or Orlando Jordan, but I mean, you all know that those are fucking awful. I'm going to say some that are, I think, a bit more, I wouldn't say controversial, but less obvious. Let's see here. Again, in no particular order. Rey Mysterio. Talk about a guy who shit on his fucking legacy. Rey Mysterio was, and I just watched, oh God, what was it? I can't remember what it was. It was 96. It was back in 96. I can't remember what pay-per-view it was in 96. But it was Dean Malenko versus Rey Mysterio for the Cruiserweight Championship. And I got so fucking sad watching that match. Because it was like, Rey, what the you were awesome. Go back and look that up, by the way. Dean Malenko versus Rey Mysterio. I'll probably find a link for it in the bottom here. That was glorious. It was a really great match, and Rey Mysterio looked good in it, and now it's just sad. Like, I'm not kidding you. People talk about, like, fucking Raven not being able to go, and people talk about, like, Undertaker not being able to go. Fuck that noise. Rey can't go. I mean, sure, he can still put on a decent enough match, but the fact of the matter is, like, compare Rey Mysterio now to what he used to be, and it is just depressing. Ugh. And I hate seeing that motherfucker all the time now, which is, I never thought I'd say about Rey Mysterio, period. Next, is Crime Time. Fucking Crime Time. I never got it. The gangster, I don't get it. It was like, okay, it's not just because I'm remarkably white, because I am. But it's more that, like, gangsters almost like that was in the 90s. Like, that was the shit in the 90s. I know that. Like, that was the fucking thing. Gangster rap was fucking everywhere. Movies and culture, like, that was the shit in the 90s. Like, that shit feels so tired now. Like, it's so, and there's so many people who have done that gimmick, and God, it was awful every goddamn time. I hated them so fucking much. And I don't know if it was supposed to be ironic or a joke that I just wasn't getting, but it was not funny, it was not interesting, it was not endearing, it was not creative, it was not anything. Crime Time fucking sucked. God. Speaking of gimmicks that I just didn't get, Eugene. I mean, I got it. I got it's supposed to be retarded, but how am I supposed? How am I supposed to feel about that? Like, am I supposed to laugh? Is that literally like what I was supposed to feel? Am I supposed to laugh at Eugene? Because I don't really find that funny. Like, I honestly don't find that funny. It's not like it's not like me being like, oh, I'm too good to laugh at it. Yeah, like, no, I don't find that funny. It's not funny. It never was funny. Christ. Am I supposed to like root for him? Am I supposed to be like, you can do it, man? Is it supposed to be like a really cheesy movie where like the retarded guy wins the world heavyweight championship? I don't. It's fucking stupid. I couldn't stand it. Like, it was dumb. Fucking dumb. Dumb, no, dumb, stupid. In fact, it was retarded. That's how bad it was. It was fucking retarded.